Well, hi there folks, it's Matt Hayson here, and so it begins. The first cash rate increase since 2010 and the first one in the midst of a federal election since Kevin 07. Of course, the conjecture, the commentary, the media headlines came out during the week were quite extraordinary, and everybody needs to just calm down a little bit. All we've seen so far is a cash rate increase from 0.1% to 0.35%. That said, the RBA commentary and forecasting is suggesting the cash rate could be as high as 1.5% to 1.75% by the close of this year. Of course, all the major banks, at a drop of a hat, they lifted interest rates right across the board. But let's see where that market is sitting. We know, according to CoreLogic, at the end of April, property prices here in Sydney have declined by a very meagre 0.5%. The auction clearance rate, that's not performing particularly well. 12 weeks in a row now, that's in decline. Last week it landed at 44.4%. Now, from a seller's perspective, what we are seeing through the course of April and moving into May is a real tightening up of listings. Now, as a result of that, a well-positioned, a well-priced property is still seeing good buy demand, and some pretty healthy transactions are occurring across each and every region. Now, whenever we see this cash rate conversation, what that results in is updated forecasting. Now, two of the best in the business are SQM Research, Mr. Louis Christopher, who believes now their base case scenario number 4 is in place, suggesting property prices around the country could decline between 2 and 7% through the course of this year. Now, that's not a lot when we consider over the last 2 years, we've seen 20, 30, if not 40% growth. Now, the next one is Mr. Christopher Joy from Cooleybar Capital, who's been very accurate with his assessment over the last 10 years or more, who believes if the cash rate goes up by 100 basis points, which is expected to do, he believes that property prices around the country will decline by 15%, wiping $1.5 trillion off Australian property values. Now, of course, this is an average, and some markets might see modest declines of 5%, others might see more heavier declines of up to 20%. So we'll have to see if that actually unfolds. Now, always though, there's a different perspective when it comes to the cash rate conversation this week. This caught my eye from Head of Global Strategy, Mr. Victor Schvetz, who believes the cash rate is actually going to come down in the next 12 months. He's citing that rapidly rising interest rates is actually going to put a decline on inflationary pressures, and as a result, the Federal Reserve is going to have to start backpedaling with their lifting cycle. He also believes over the next 2 years, we're going to be moving into deflationary pressure. And then we're going to see a rapid oscillation between very, very high inflation and very, very high deflation. And governments and banks are going to have to sway between these two particular metrics. So, boiling all of this new information down, what does it mean at the coalface of our market? Well, if you're buying for those long-term legitimate reasons, be it upgrading, you're downsizing, it's health, financial, or a lifestyle adjustment, these are still very good fundamental reasons to be out looking to secure a home. We can also tell you the smart money is pouring right in now to the right locations, the right aspect, the right opportunity. And any market downturn that we've seen is really short-lived, normally around 12 to 18 months. And we only have to look back to the 2018 purchases and the growth that they've seen over the last several years as an example. So trying to pick the bottom of the market along with the right property is a very risky strategy, which leads us into this weekend, folks, where we've got some amazing properties open for inspection. We've got some great properties still selling as well, and our entire team looks forward to seeing you out and about. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.